Do you believe a museum can move? I will show it to you and bring you behind the scenes. I'm here in New Zealand at Kawakawa, and a few words about the location.
I think Kawakawa is is quite famous in New Zealand, the area. So the train is just part of that. It's famous because of the artist Hundavasa, and all the beautiful buildings that he inspired. So the train is just part of the experience in Kawakawa.
Today I will bring you behind the scenes of the vintage railway. A good day starts with a good breakfast, and then I will tell you what I experienced here the last days. So, come with me. Tracy is very busy at the moment, but we will meet here later again. But I will have a breakfast first. And I meet Toe here. I was with him on a very special event. Toe is on his way back home, and what I experienced with him together you will see in another video. And there was also a small change inside the story at the end. It's about a head that's cut off and the clues are leading to Germany. But that's a completely different story. So I'm here at the souvenir shop, at the ticket counter. It opens always 30 minutes before departure, and there I learned a few things about the history of this train here.
That was the first locomotive on this track. So I'm a guard on the train, but I'm not today. Let's see. The first one. Then. And this came from Glasgow, Scotland. That's where that came from. And the action was up and down, not that way. It was this way. Not very powerful. This one. This is the mine here. It's just here. So they found coal, so they want to take the coal from here to the sea for the ships, and then they make money. That's why we have a railway line. So we had to get the boat to the boats, which was where the first station is. That when you get off on the train, you can get off and have a look. But that is the place where they got to, so they could meet the boats, the smaller boats. Then they took the boats down to the sea, where the ships are, and the big ships loaded the coal onto the ships. And then they had a shaft of coal 13 meters wide, lots of money. Then they extended the line all the way to the sea, to a place called Opua. It's where the car ferry to Russell is now. And they took this railway line there, and the ships could meet them straight away. So then they could put the coal straight into the ships. So then they went the other way to Auckland. Okay. So this station was put up when they did that.
Do you want to just come in for a quick safety talk up onto there?
Okay.
We can leave this access way nice and clear, please. So usually a lot of the safety briefings is for the kids, or no running and climbing. So I might have to tell a few of you that.
Yeah, we're a bit naughty over there.
After a short safety briefing, the train starts and it goes through the city, the first highlight, and it is passing the Highway 1, also something special on the road, and then it is passing paddocks and goes to its first station where it stops. And this is the last chance for people who are cycling the Twin Coast Cycle Trail to hop on the train to drive the next 5 kilometers to the last station. And New Zealand not only has the longest wooden pedestrian wood bridge in the southern hemisphere, it has also the longest curved wood bridge of the southern hemisphere. And over that bridge it goes through swampland to mangroves, through a nice landscape to the final stop at the tunnel.
1.5 million bricks out of the clay that they dug out, and they used the bricks to line the tunnel.
Oh, cool.
Yeah,
That's really good.
very resourceful.
I can see the clay ground here, which we know about on Bolton Street, don't we?
Bolton Street, yeah.
And it's clay ground. So we will get
Now we're biking to Russell
the attention
from here, yeah, in the rain.
Okay.
But it's fun. This is a 5-day cycle tour. Yeah. And this is day 4. Only day that's rained.
We're sleeping in a tent or go to a hotel?
Oh no, hotel, hot shower, bath.
Okay.
All the comfort. It's an organised trip where we don't do any. It's not a self-guided. We have a guide who's following us in the van.
And did you enjoy the train ride?
Yes, it was great. A nice rest after biking in the rain.
Yes, okay.
See you.
Oh, this is, you've got to go home, but it's nearly 3 o'clock, so it takes nearly an hour to get back.
I don't want to travel as a normal ordinary tourist. I'm traveling the world because I want to meet the people behind this project and what they're doing, and so let's meet the lady who pushed me in the train.
My name is Tracy. I'm the operations manager
Okay.
down here. So I live in Kawakawa. I've worked here for 3 years. And like I said, I was a travel agent before that.
What means operation manager? What?
I work with the reservation system. I organise rosters, manage the staff, like the drivers and the guards, just the operation of the train, to make sure everything flows. People turn up.
Yes, with people like Tracy, the trains are running on time, and I think the German railway can learn a lot from her. But there are much more people necessary to keep a business like this running, and I also want to meet them. So come with me.
Well, I'm Dave. Just a new start. I'm just a volunteer, learner driver, and just to fix up what needs to be fixed. 6 months ago, I don't even think I'd been on a train before, and I just met one of the workers here, and he said they're looking for some volunteer drivers, so I volunteered, and still waiting to do my ticket, but yeah, shouldn't be too far away, hopefully. In the meantime, I just work in here in the workshop, and do little bits of this, little bits of that. We want the flat deck one, just the one at the front, and then hook that on. We'll take that out on the line with us. So we just work for the fun of it now here. This gives me something to do, and it's quite enjoyable. Nice bunch of guys to work with, and working on the trains is quite good. I quite enjoy it.
Okay, they are now going out to catch the branches of the trees. They will pick up a few other guys, so there's not enough space for me. But I will use this time to take you into the workshop and have a chat with the volunteers.
Dennis Hewitt. Well, I've been here for 35 years off and on. I started here about 1990, and since then we've done, all the cars have been rebuilt in here. We rebuilt the whole backyard. We built the front here with the turntable put in. We retracked that, shifted the water tower up to where it is now, and I was in charge of doing the track from here back to Kalmariri first, and my gang worked on that. When we were doing the concreting, for instance, we ran out of concrete, we ran out of money, and we had a bit left to do. But come down this way. This one's called Ruby. At the moment, it's been in for repaint and a bit of mechanical repairs. But it's a good little engine. Yep. Now this is called FA250. That's a chassis upside down on this flat deck. It came up from Glenbrook. We got it from Glenbrook. It's an 1892 FA class steam engine. That's its boiler, its side tanks, and over here is its bunker, its cab, and its wheels. And we're supposed to be putting it together, but we haven't had the money to do it yet. One of these days we'll get to it. We have got a steam engine. We put a brand new boiler on it. It cost us $360,000 for the boiler. And we were test running it just before Christmas. And unfortunately, one of the oil feeders to the axle boxes must have blocked up, and it ran an axle bearing. And at this stage, we haven't had the money to fix it. That's it sitting outside there. You want to go and have a look at the engines? See those glass things up there? Reach it down. That's where they can see the water in the boiler, how much water's in the boiler. This is a forward and reverse. Makes it go backwards and front. The brakes are somewhere up in here. That's
Two handles here.
Yes, it's the handle that goes round this way. If you grab that red thing in front of you, and that's where they shovel the coal through. They have a big brass bearing, and they have oil feeding onto them to keep them lubricated. This one here, one of the oil ways blocked, so it ran out of oil. And if you do that, it overheats, melts the bearings, and wrecks them. Come around this way.
Dennis showed me here all the trains, the wagons. He knew each single screw on it. He was explaining me everything for more than 1 hour, maybe 2 hours. It would be too much to put really everything into this video. And I nearly forgot it. Dennis is also working on a book about his work here on the trains.
Giving the
Maybe.
thumbs up.
And subscribe.
Oh, it's videoing, is it?
It's a video now. Yes, no? Genau. And this is Russ. He's working here.
Hi, everyone.
We will meet him later. Cool guy. He was in the Philippines 16 years long. He was
23.
23 years in the
Yeah.
Philippines, but 16 years we were running a supermarket.
Yeah.
Ah.
Ibarkai Island, look it up online.
Yes, and now from a
Fixing
supermarket,
trains.
so everything is possible.
Got to shoot off to the
Okay. The name of the train?
Yeah, all the wagons have their own names and the trains have their oin names. Testing the brakes. Okay? So if anything goes wrong, jump.
Yeah. And you've never been a train driver before?
No.
How it came?
Engineer, mechanical engineer originally. But over in the island over there, running a supermarket. That's what I was doing. Run a supermarket. Yeah. Good. And now driving and fixing trains. Big difference. Huh? This is our old steam train. This one. Did you see? Cowboy. This is 1927. So nearly 100 years old. And it's the only one in the world. We also have a ship called Minerva. That is a steamship. It's the last one in the world too, and they're rebuilding that on the way to Paihia. Before Paihia, there's a yard there, the 70 foot big ship, very famous one, yeah. And this is the guy, he's machining the parts for Minerva.
Yes, and how Peter and the other volunteers are working on the steamship Minerva, or the Minerva, we will see in another video. There are many people working on a project like this. Many people are doing this as volunteers. They don't receive money for it. Yes, and money is often an issue. So if I find a possibility to donate to the project, I will put it into the description. Or if you're here by yourself, take a ride on the train. And that helps to bring Gabriel back on the tracks. And if you want to support me, you know how this goes. And there are much more videos here on this channel about Maori people and other cool places I visited here on Earth. So check them out. And if you want to support me, leave a subscription. And don't forget sometimes to switch off, go out, get in touch with the people, and have cool experience like this one on your own. So see you the next time.